YouTube, Telecaster Day. This is in for a setup and a bit of a, basically just a setup and a wee bit of a work done to it. Not been a good video day today. This is my fourth attempt. Normally I just do it once and you get that first magic take. This time it's taken a wee bit longer. So it's an Affinity series, CY11, so 2011. It's got a decent type of tuners on it. Maple neck, separate fingerboards, sort of blonde, or butterscotch do they call it? Which I can't actually see. Is it one piece of wood? Is it? I would be tempted to say that that looks like a join there. Yeah, so I think it's two pieces of ash, whatever it is. What a telly should be, black scratch plate. And this is of course assuming that this guitar's 100% original. I'm not sure that these knobs aren't original. Obviously, they should just be the metal chrome ones. I quite like these though. They actually work quite well on the telly. Sort of transparent Les Paul type knobs. They work quite well. I put a switch tip on it because the guy never had it. I also put screws in the scratch plate because there weren't any screws holding it on. This bridge, it's a top loader as opposed to being through strung, and it's a 6 saddle type. I had to do a wee bit of neck shim on it to get it down because the way it was sitting, you know, the grub screws were sticking out the top, you know, because the strings were too low down. So the saddles were kind of almost tight to the body, so the grub screws were sticking up. You're the ones where if you strum it wrong, it just takes all the skin off your knuckles. So I've adjusted that so it doesn't do that anymore. Adjusted the truss rods. High frets. I had a few, which I was pretty disappointed with the Squier, especially not the cheapest Squier. I was expecting the frets should be alright. They're a little bit sharp along the edges as well. And these are things that must have come from the factory. You know, it's like, well, 9 years old, whatever it is. So these aren't things that have happened over time. You know, it's that these are just... It's not got the best fretwork I've ever come across on a guitar. So a wee bit of playing. So that's the both pickups on. Which is a sound I love on Telecasters. Neck pickup, which is quite a low output. It's quite soft and warm, but I think that's kind of the point. And I used to hate the neck pickups and tellies, but I mean, I'm kind of getting. I've changed my mind 6 months ago. Definitely got its place, but very different from the bridge pickup. I've maybe raised it up a little bit high. It seems to be very loud, but yeah. So I just love tellies. I kind of refused to Buckfastify this one. The guy who's they've got Insta, you know, you could maybe paint it like Buckfast up here. It's really nice. It's a classic telly. I don't want to devalue it. A guitar like this, if you're buying a new guitar for your first guitar, buy this basically, or one that looks like this, and it'll never go out of fashion, and it'll never be it'll never really go down in value, because I know I buy a lot, as many tellies as I can find, but they're very rare to actually find them at the sort of prices I'm wanting to play. I mean, they don't seem... I mean, the depreciation in a telly is so much less than the depreciation in a Strat. I don't know, I mean, if you look up... I looked up like the guitar, their best selling guitars. You know, if you look at... Instead of going from price, you just look at their best selling, and there's a couple of tellies on the first page, and there's a couple of tellies, a couple of Strats, a couple of Les Pauls, all these things, but you don't see very many second-hand tellies. I mean, you do see them, they're not cheap. Whereas the Strats, you see Squier Strats all the time for buttons. And I think it's something to do with it. A telly's quite a... It's super iconic if you play guitar and you've been mad into guitars for years, but I think when you're just starting, you look at a telly and you go, oh, it doesn't have this, I don't know, is it maybe not as sexy or something as a Strat? And you don't think of, you know... It's not the first guitar that somebody who doesn't play guitar thinks of as being an electric guitar, but I mean for me it's one of the best. So I'm really used to effects. I watched a film last night which I can't believe I'd never seen before. I'll put some tremolo on, put the compressor on, put the distortion on. Oh. So guess what film I watched? I forgot to put reverb on, so I'll just do that. So I very rarely use effects, but when I was listening to that and watching Good, the Bad, the Ugly, it's a really good film. I really enjoyed it. It was like 2.5 hours long. I think it was on Netflix, so I think it might have been an extended version or a director's cut or something. But it was all the time it kept coming in. So many bits where it just came in with the with the reverb on. It sounds a bit more like it. It keeps doing that, and it's great every time it does it. I can't go around the tremolo thing. I'm not sure. I should maybe have a wee go at messing about with that pedal a bit more rather than just turning it on and seeing what happens. Let's pick up. Turn off some of this stuff. Basically, they turn off the tremolo and the compressor and the reverb. So just got a wee bit of distortion from the Boss OS2 I've been trying to use recently. And I forgot to mention that I did my favourite tele mod, so it's a push-pull pot in below the tone control. So there's both pickups on. Neck, bridge, and then special mode. Which basically wires it bypasses the three-way switch, so the three-way switch never doesn't do anything anymore. And when you've got this up, it gives you both of these wired together as one big humbucker, which is better for a bit more metal, which I think metal can be played in a telly and should be played in a telly. It doesn't do anything. I thought it sounded like it did do something there. But you can't actually, when you've got the distortion on, you can't hear the difference quite as much as you can when you've got it in clean. So we've got it in, now back onto clean, bridge pickup, middle, neck, and then humbucker. It's quite a bit louder. And it gives you that sort of, it's still got the some of the bite and the power of the bridge pickup, but it's now a bit fatter. As opposed to which is my favourite telly mod. My favourite thing about it is the fact that if you didn't know that was a push-pull pot, then you've just got a telly and everything's exactly what you wanted. And you've just got this other option of just if you want a bit more oomph. So if anyone's ever wanting to trade in against any guitars I've got for sale, this, you could definitely sway me. I'd be definitely accepting trades as long as it wasn't expensive, for basically telecasters, because telecasters are just awesome. They're also really easy to adjust and work on because it's so basic. You know, it's a total genius piece of work, and although they maybe don't look, as I said earlier, they maybe don't look quite as sexy as a Strat, they're better. You know, it's the ultimate workhorse guitar. I would play a telly in any situation, which wasn't always the case. I used to hate them. My pal Peg had a purple one, which I always liked because it was purple. I think it was a Squier as well. No, his a Fender Mexican. His might be a Mexican Fender. And I had a few shots of it. I was like, oh, I don't like this. And then one night, for some reason, I had to play with a jam, and I didn't bring a guitar, or mine broke, and I had to use his or something. And then once I was stuck with it, after sort of 10-15 minutes of actually playing it, I suddenly said, well, hold on, there's something in this. And then a couple of weeks later, I bought a telly because they've definitely got a vibe. So nice short video today. This is your Squire's ready. The guy who's got this in getting fixed. Rock and roll.